Welcome to Ask the Edmonds Cop. I'm Teresa Whipple here with a special guest today, Jessi Gilginas from Edmonds Animal Control.
Thank you for having me today.
It's great to have you. And we're going to talk about something that is very relevant because the weather's getting warmer and people tend to take their dogs places. And sometimes the weather makes the car interior hot. So tell us what the rules are about dogs and cars.
Absolutely. A big thing as it is ramping up, I understand our temperature rapidly got really warm. So big thing I ask people is plan ahead. If you go into a park, research the rules and regulations for that park. Research what the temperature is going to be that day. If you can't find out online the rules for that park, have a plan B. If you can take the dog back home or an alternate location that you can go visit.
Right, because you'll get there, realize that the place doesn't allow dogs, and then you have to keep the dog in the car, and if the weather's warm, that's not a good idea.
Exactly, and it's hard.
Right?
You're excited, the dog's excited, the kids are, and you're there already, so try to plan ahead if you can.
Right, and what is the rule of thumb for how hot to start worrying about leaving your dog alone?
Great question. I start to worry once it's about 70 degrees.
Okay.
The interior of your car can easily ramp up to 30 plus degrees than temperature outside.
Warm, so like 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on a 70 degree day, it could easily, especially if you're parked in the sun, even with the windows cracked a couple inches, it can easily ramp up to nearly 30 degrees. So in dogs, the way they cool down is through panting. And if they're only bringing in warm air, it's going to increase their temperature even more quickly.
Okay. And you and I were talking earlier before the camera started rolling about another issue that happens when the weather's warm is people will see a dog in a car and be worried about the fact the dog is there and seemingly in distress. And the default might be to want to break a window to get the dog out, right? But you say, what's the better option?
Call 911. Okay. Call us immediately. I always appreciate everyone's concern. So, and I really would rather get 10 calls and find out the dog's okay than have someone not call that one where they need me. And a lot of times, a dog may look like they're in heat distress, but they may be anxious because we're looking inside and they're inside a trap box, so sometimes they get stressed. Okay. So never break a window. Call 911. Call us immediately. We're more than happy. We have infrared thermometers, so we can look inside and we can get the temperature inside the vehicle, and then we can make a determination on the next course of action.
Okay. Great, very good. And let's talk about also what to keep in mind in terms of just in general with dogs or other animals if they're outdoors in the heat. What should people be making sure of that they're protecting their animals in the heat?
Bring water. A big thing I see in the pet stores nowadays are those collapsible bowls, and I always keep one in my car no matter where I'm going. Have a leash always with you, doggy bags to pick up, but a big thing is going to have the water available for them at all times.
Okay, and of course if your dog is living outside or staying outside in the heat, probably just to make sure they have a place to get in the shade, right?
Exactly, yep. Okay. Accessible to somewhere where it's overhead and they can cool down.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, thank you.
We'll be back again soon with another episode of Ask the Edmonds Cop.